There we go.
Oh,
Hey, how are you?
fine, fine. And you?
Very well, very well. Thanks.
Thank you so much for your time. In the beginning, congratulations for the movie. I love it,
Oh,
and
thanks.
and I love your first documentary. Yeah, I
You've
love
seen that?
yeah, I love so much New York. I love so much the music of New York. I mean,
Wow, not a
congratulations.
lot of people have seen that, so that's a surprise. Wow. You saw it a long time ago, or you saw it now with?
Long time ago, long time ago. Yeah, yeah.
That's wild. Wow.
So, Frank, in the beginning, why did you decide to tell this incredible story?
I mean, it's a story that that I wanted to learn about, and there wasn't that much information out there. There was a. I first learned about it. There's a couple of books that exist, like the 50 greatest movies never made, and stuff like that. And you look at those books and, out of all those 50 movies that never happened, one always stood out, above the others. And that was Jodorowsky's Dune. So it was really just, I wanted to learn more about it. I could just read little pieces. Oh, it was going to be Pink Floyd. Oh, it was going to be Salvador Dali. But and then I saw there was a documentary called Constellation Jodorowsky, and that's kind of like about his whole life. But there's like 3 or 4 minutes in there where he talks a little bit about Dune, and you see him with that book, and I was like, "What the hell's that book?" Like I need to see that, and it was really just a way to like I didn't know the story and I wanted to learn it. So I was like, well, if I want to learn it, maybe other people want to learn about it too. So let me contact the guy and see if I can make it.
In the movie, there is an important element, the storyboard. It influenced Star Wars. What do you think about it?
About
The
the storyboard.
storyboard. Yeah. The storyboard.
I mean, it's an amazing. That itself is a completed work. I agree. There's Richard Stanley, who we interviewed, in the film. I think he said something that I really agreed with, which was that he thinks that they gave too much. They completed too much information when they, pitched it to the Hollywood studios, because by giving too much information, you give people more of a chance to say no. No, it shouldn't be red, it should be green. Oh, it's too long, it should be shorter. It's too short, it should be longer. Well, if you just give people an idea, like he even says, like, if it's, The Hobbit meets the Killing Fields or whatever, then that's how people sell these ideas, because they fill in the blanks themselves. But if you present everything to them, then their imagination doesn't really work, and they can't see beyond what you gave them. They said, this is a book, how can this be a movie? Yeah, I don't understand. And they get stupid. So I think that Mobius and Alejandro, I think they got really excited and really inspired by the creation of this every day, and maybe they went too far before they pitched to the studios. But I'm glad they did, because now we have this amazing collection of work, which is fantastic.
What was the most difficult challenge in the making the documentary?
One of the challenges, I mean, there's many in making any movie, but one of the challenges that I felt had to do with Mobius. Because when we started to make the documentary, he was already very sick. And while we were filming, he passed away. So we never got a chance to interview him. And I always felt nervous about that, for the film. Like, he, to me, was always Alejandro and Mobius. And if one of those guys is not in the film, I thought the film would be missing something, something obvious. Like, you don't have Mobius. what's going on here? But as we were making the film, as it, we kept working on it and kept editing, I realized that that he was, and he is in the film. He's not speaking in the film, but he exists in the film. Everybody speaks about him. His artwork is represented. So in a certain way, he's more in the film, than if he was just a person that we spoke to. But that was really my big fear, was that, oh, is it going to work? After all this work we're putting into it, is the documentary going to be missing something important? But his work, I think Moebius's work is so powerful that he lives on, truly lives on through his work. So we got, I was very fortunate with that one, I think. But that, to me, that was a big challenge. That was really something I was worried about, for sure.
Jodorowsky is a legend, much loved in Italy. What did you learn from him?
Oh, so much. So much. I mean, really, the biggest thing is, what the movie is about. Yes, the movie, if you look at it from one angle, okay, it's about Dune. And it's about this movie that, greatest movie that never happened. But it's not really about that. It's really about this man and his ambition and his creative desire. And it's about, it's about what the film ends up being, at the very end, where he's like, failure doesn't exist. You have to try, go for the biggest thing you can do. And if you fail, it doesn't matter. You have to try. Why would you not try? And, I still get chills, thinking about, those scenes. And that's the biggest, it's something I take, I'll take with me for the rest of my life, is that message of, yeah, you have to try. Otherwise, I don't want to let Alejandro down. Of course I have to try. Oh my God, for sure, for sure.
Frank, my last question. Dune by Villeneuve will be released in autumn. What do you expect it? Will you see it?
Yeah, well, my dream is to see it with Alejandro, of course, So I've spoken a couple of months ago, I was emailing with Brontes, and I said, look, me, you, and your father, we have to go together to see this. Like, to me, that would be really exciting. That's how I want to see it. I'll go see, I need to see it, of course. I think it's going to be very different than Alejandro's. I think that Villeneuve is doing, he's really making the film version of Frank Herbert's Dune. Well, I think Alejandro, even as he says, is he was making his own thing. He changed so many things, and he was really doing his own thing. So I don't even think that they're the same. They're not even like in competition with each other. I think it's a completely different thing, but it's really, and I would be really worried if anybody except for Villeneuve was doing it. But he's pretty, is there anybody better than that guy? I don't think so. He's amazing. And if you look at, Blade Runner 2049, like, I went to go see it. I was excited, but I was also like, how could anybody make a sequel to Blade Runner, let alone one so many years later? Like, it didn't make sense. But goddamn, it was amazing. It was incredible. And it was its own thing. It wasn't a copy of Blade Runner. It was like a sequel, but then not. It was a really amazing, he created an amazing world. So I think if anybody is going to make Dune, which is a really, really, like, have you read Dune?
Yeah.
It's hard, right? Like, it must be 100 pages of definitions. Like, how, they say when Lynch made his version, when you went to the theater, that the theater would give you a piece of paper with the definitions and the characters. Otherwise, you couldn't follow anything. And you'd be watching the movie and looking at the paper and what's a Kwisatz Haderach and what's a Bene Gesserit and all these weird words. so I think if anybody can make Dune, can really tell that story, I think it has to be Villeneuve. I can't think of anybody else. So I'm super excited, especially now. It's been, it was supposed to come out last year, and then for obvious reasons, it got pushed till now. But now it's exciting, and now we have Jodorowsky's Dune in Italy and Villeneuve's Dune. So that's that's pretty exciting.
It's true.
That's great. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be good?
Yeah. I think. I love it. Blade Runner 2. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, it's a great movie. Villeneuve is a great director.
Great. Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see. You never know, But it's weird because it's only half the book. Right? This Dune is only half, which is very strange. So I don't know how that's, how that's going to work, but we'll see. We'll see in a couple of, another month or two or whatever it is. So, knock on wood. I don't know.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Ooh, I appreciate it. Thanks again. Thanks for watching NYHC. I mean, that's.